The following slides are part of the 2020-2021 Wrestling Rules presentation as published by the National Federation of State High School Associations. The note in Rule 4-1-1C has been adjusted to read, "shall wear a suitable undergarment that completely covers their breasts and minimizes the risk of exposure." The word completely was added to the previously published wording. Rule 4-1-3, technical violation. It is a technical violation if a wrestler's shoe comes off during the course of wrestling. The injury clock will be started to correct the situation. The underlined wording has been added. If the shoe comes off during the course of wrestling, a technical violation will be assessed. The injury clock will be started to correct the situation. Rule 4-2-1, hair rule modification. The next 4 slides address the elimination of hair length requirements. All hair covering and hair control device requirements remain the same. Hair treatments and control items that present a risk to the wrestlers due to hardness, texture, or abrasiveness are not allowed. The underlined wording has been added to Rule 4-2-1, allowing for the use of a legal hair cover. Enforcing the legality of hair coverings is a NFHS point of emphasis for the 2020-2021 wrestling season. Rule 4-5-1, weighing in, dual meet, and multi-dual event. The wording "of the same gender" has been removed. As indicated in the rationale, opponents regardless of gender shall weigh in together. Rule 4-5-2, weighing in, tournament. As in Rule 4-5-1, the wording "of the same gender" has been removed. Rule 4-5-4, weighing in. The requirement that the referee or other authorized person supervising weigh-in be of the same gender has been removed. Rule 4-5-7, weighing in. The rule now specifies contestants shall weigh in wearing a legal uniform. In Colorado, tights will not be allowed as part of the legal uniform for weigh-in. No additional weight allowance shall be granted for weighing in wearing a legal uniform. The rule also specifies that contestants shall not weigh in wearing shoes or ear guards. Weigh-in protocol, specifically requiring contestants to weigh in wearing a legal uniform, is a NFHS point of emphasis for the 2020-2021 wrestling season. Rule 5-29-1, unnecessary roughness. With the elimination of hair length requirements, it is now specified that pulling an opponent's hair will result in a penalty for unnecessary roughness. This does not include hair that is caught in a legal maneuver, including, but not limited to, a headlock, cradle, half Nelson, etc. If the referee observes an act of intentionally pulling the opponent's hair, the offending wrestler is to be penalized for unnecessary roughness. Rule 7-3-1, fleeing the mat. If the offensive wrestler has scored a takedown or near fall, there can be no technical violation for fleeing the mat. Rule 8-1-4, stalling penalty chart. New wording now reads, the match shall be stopped on the forced stalling offense and the opponent shall be awarded 2 points and given choice of position on the restart. The change is that regardless of the position of the wrestlers, the match will immediately be stopped on the forced stalling offense. The use of proper protocol for a forced stalling offense is a NFHS point of emphasis for the 2020-2021 wrestling season. An editorial change in respect to stalling allows Rule 7-6-3 to read the same as Rule 5-24-3. Specifically, it identifies backing off the mat out of bounds or pushing or pulling the opponent out of bounds as stalling. Another editorial change in respect to stalling allows Rule 5-24-4 to read the same as Rule 7-6-4. Specifically, it identifies staying behind the opponent while on his or her feet, making no attempt to bring the opponent to the mat as stalling. Rule 8-2-9, injury. Article 9 has been added and reads, when a match is stopped for an injury during an imminent scoring situation and the referee determines that scoring, specifically a takedown, reversal, or escape, would have been successful if the wrestling had continued, the referee shall charge an injury timeout to the injured wrestler and award applicable points to the non-injured wrestler. Imminent scoring in a near-fall situation is previously addressed in Rule 5-11-2 and has not changed. Additional editorial changes, not identified previously, include trademark on ear guards and extended evaluation time. Rule 4-1-4, Uniform. An effective date of July 1st, 2022 has been added in respect to trademark on ear guards. Rule 5-28-6, Timeout. Article 6 has been added to Rule 5-28, identifying extended evaluation time as an allowable timeout. Please note the highlighted wording minus the elapsed injury time. It is now specific that all injury time used prior to the request for extended evaluation time is to be deducted from the entitled 5 minutes of extended evaluation time. Additional points of emphasis, not identified previously, include wrestlers' equipment, cleanliness of uniforms, pads, and mats, and sportsmanship. This point of emphasis is in respect to the head coach and the official's responsibility in ensuring proper uniforms and undergarments be worn so as not to create modesty challenges that reflect negatively on the sport of wrestling. The cleanliness of uniforms, pads, and mats is a continuing point of emphasis from the NFHS. It is imperative that we all do our part in promoting cleanliness to limit the spread of contagious skin conditions in wrestling. Another repeat point of emphasis from the NFHS is sportsmanship. We must work collectively to promote good sportsmanship. Officials must enforce the rules governing sportsmanship both on and off the mat. This concludes the 2020-2021 Wrestling Rules presentation. If you have questions, please contact your area director or Colorado Rules interpreters Rob Ververs or Scott Tarbox. Contact information can be found at www.cwa.us. Have a great season.